Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah, and today I wanted to just have a quick chat about larger families going on holiday, and if anybody has this as a struggle, because we definitely do. So since we've been a much larger family, a family of 8, this time I've included myself. Last time in the video I didn't. I'm always the person taking the photos, not the person in them. So yeah, there's a family of 8. We've got quite a few disabilities as well, and little children, grown-up adult children that still live with us, that we find it really difficult to do holidays. Holidays are like, there's such a process to plan. I'm not sure what anybody, if there is a magic one that anybody's got that can make that process easier, but it's really quite hard. They're just real simple stuff, like a day trip is like a military operation, making sure that everybody goes and has fun and everybody's accounted for, and all the dietary requirements are accounted for as well. It is a process, and it's expensive. Now, it's really expensive to go anywhere, especially if you want to do all the things that other people are doing with their children, that your children are expecting, because my mate does this, so I want to do it, which quite rightly so, I suppose. But it puts this pressure on you as a parent that you've got to deliver. And then not only have you got to deliver to that one child that wants that, then you've got to also deliver to all the other children so that they can be having the same, but in their own way, amount of attention and money spent. And oh gosh, it's a pain. This whole process of a holiday doesn't become enjoyable for the parent. Please correct me if you think I'm wrong, or if I'm doing this wrong, but we've done a diverse range of holidays, so we've tried pretty much everything. We've done abroad holidays. They are so difficult, and the insurance for disabilities and taking wheelchairs and EpiPens and gosh knows what else on planes it's really quite complex. And then just being there in general, if the heat's too much, then you've got a couple of sufferers in the family that's just not able to cope with that. So you tend to have to then find places that are a little less on the warm side, which is fine, but generally you can pay quite a bit for things that are more pleasant in that respect. And then it's navigating through crowds with wheelchairs and lots of young children as well. The process of abroad won't really for us. And then we've tried camping. Oh, I say that through gritted teeth. So we did camping 5 times, and there was 11 of us when we went camping, because our eldest son and eldest daughter, their boyfriends, girlfriends, such. So when we did the camping expeditions, we really tried to plan these where we'd go to a site that had like everything available, and a park that's local, and a ball area for playing out with kids and other things like that. But we decided, and I think we made the big mistake, going on a non-electric pitch, and we suffered so much. We were in a bell tent, and we all slept on the floor on these coir mats, and we had all the stuff as in the sleeping bags and little mattresses and all those type of things, but it was really, really uncomfortable. It was really cold. Then we put a stove inside and got carbon monoxide tests and all that jazz. But as soon as that stove went out as you're going to sleep, that tent just dropped. It was freezing overnight. So then we're all huddled together to keeping everybody warm, and it just become a really miserable process. We tried heaters and various things, but I think for that amount of people, to keep everybody warm, it just became unmanageable. And it were really the nights that were the big deciding factor for that as well. A little bit of the cooking was difficult, because you've got my mum and dad used to camp with us as well. So you've got like 13 people all trying to have a meal, and only one little tiny stove, and then no space to put 13 plates and no space really to wash that amount of plates neither, unless you're on a really like little posh campsite. So yeah, that was a process, keeping things cool that needed to be kept cool, or just having to go shopping, which negated the reason for camping if you have to go to the stores. Yeah, we did this all wrong, I'm sure we did, but you know, we upgraded this tent, we got a big air tent, and we thought, this is the game changer, we've got an air tent, and we'll get an electric site, and we'll have all warmth and everything else. And then it just turned into, it just wasn't enjoyable. There was nothing really to do, especially with so many children to sort of keep entertained. You would think they'd entertain themselves, but let me tell you, that is not a thing. You know, kids just need so much by way of things to keep them entertained, or ideas of things to do. Thank God for this one, you know, this fella that were on the campsite at the time, and he was pretty much like the child wrangler. He was amazing. He kept everybody entertained, which were great. He did water fights and ball fights and everything else, and just made us feel like inferior humans because we couldn't think of those things. Yeah, but it was brilliant. I mean, I'd pay for that guy again. So yeah, camping didn't fit. We've tried caravan holidays. I mean, you'd think caravans were cheap. When you need the amount of people to sleep in a caravan as we do, and we can't do it over 2 caravans because we need all the children in the same space. And, you know, like one of his daughters, the older daughter, she needs quite a lot of care, so, you know, I need to be near her. Yeah, that's a difficult process. And you find as well that for us, we're based in the UK, so we generally go to our coastal lines, and everywhere is almost impossible for wheelchair users. And then if you can get around in a wheelchair, it's definitely not the place that the young ones really want to be, because it's usually flatlands and there's not much around. So I feel like this is becoming a moan-a-thon, but it's really not. I'm just trying to get across that there's so many things you have to think about to go on a holiday just for 2 people, and then times that by however many people you're going to be taking with you in a large family, plus the eating out, plus any cooking that you're going to do, sleeping arrangements, travel in general just to get there. I mean, we've got a large 9-seater, but it still doesn't take everybody, so his son has to drive down, separate car, to bring anybody else that's coming. The expense of it, the daily expense of it when you're out and about and the kids just want an ice cream for 11 people in UK can quickly add up. You're talking like 70 quid just for some ice creams. If you have a meal out, we've been known to spend over £100 in like no time, blink of an eye, and the kids not be satisfied because they've not been able to get what they want. Or, you know, we've got a few very finicky eaters. We've got a few that like daughters are vegan. Small link to a previous video where I tried also to become a vegan, and that just didn't work out well for me. You can watch that if you feel it might be of interest. But she does it well. I mean, she's all right. And she will come on and she's going to chat one of the days about, like, you know, her disabilities and her mental health that goes along with that, and how she's perceived, how I'm perceived, how we both see, you know, that as a whole. And same for my son, he's going to do the same. But yeah, the holidays for us are such a stress-inducing factor. They don't feel like a holiday. And I know that definitely rubs off on children as well, because they'll come home and they'll be, you know, they're not wound up with excitement like they are when you first go. They seem to be just, oh, that's over, thank God. Or, you know, thank goodness. So I'm not even sure they've enjoyed it that much. I'll tell you the one thing that we have noted. And it seems to be our biggest takeaway that a day at the beach, if we take a picnic or we go for a day to a woodland and we do a walk and we take a picnic, they seem to be our best days. They're the most memorable. They're the ones where the kids can be the freest and we're not as, oh, make sure so-and-so's there, and have you got a hold of the little one, and oh, make sure you're holding their on hand when you're going round a arcade or whatever. They seem to be when everybody can kick back and enjoy themselves, and I think that's our takeaway from this process so far. I'm more than happy for people to comment with ideas or anything like that, or their experiences of the holidays. But I feel like it will worth a little chat about this one, because it can't just be us. We can't be the only ones that really struggle when you go on holiday like that. I definitely think that Home Alone had a hats off moment. It's hard work. But yeah, we're going to do more of less. So less is more. We're doing the just go away. Doesn't have to be for as long. Do something relatively mundane but in a really nice area. Allow the kids a bit of free rein. Take a kite. Make sure that they've got some balls to play with, frisbees, whatever else, and just allow some freedom, some child freedom. And I think that's definitely going to change the way we do holidays in the future. And hopefully we'll be able to update you if that's the case, because we're going away this Friday. So we shall see. Thank you for tuning in and watching me, and I hope that you join me again. Please like and subscribe. Bye.